You're wanting a $5,000 designer bag, but your bank account doesn't have 500 in it. Welcome to Soft Life Hard Truths, where lifestyle dreams meet bank account realities. I'm your host, Teigen J, and I want you to stay. You guys came back. Y'all came back. So y'all rocking with the kid. Okay. I see we building something special here. Okay. I appreciate that. You won't be disappointed. So, how y'all been? How y'all week been? My week has been absolutely crazy. Um, between work and my outside projects, I'm going crazy. Um, Work is beating me down to the ground. By the time I get off work, I am tired as ever. And then we've had bad weather all week long. I hate when the weather's bad. My thing is, if the weather's gonna be bad though, let it be bad during the week, not on the weekend. But I'm getting maintenance requests from my tenants. Stormed and blew their gate down, their fence down. So I gotta look into getting all of that repaired. It's just been a hectic week. And then how when you're always about to go out of town, there's always something. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. But on the good side of it, I am looking forward to going home and spending time with my family. hmm I haven't seen them since January. It's been too long. I have not seen my folks since January, so I'm ready to check in. Okay, get on this flight and sip my champagne and head on into town to see my folks. So yeah. But I hope y'all had a good week. Drop it in the comments. Let me know how your week been. If you been having a rough week, I hope it gets better. And if you've been having a good week, I hope it gets even better. Yeah. We sending out good energy. Okay. So let's tap into these topics for the week. Have you guys seen the movie Sinners? It's so spoiler alert. There's going to be a couple of spoilers when we talk about this. So if you haven't seen it, mute the video just for a few minutes and then tap back in. Okay, y'all. So Sinners is doing really good in the box office, right? So like right now, as of right now, it's currently grossed at 200 million. That's pretty good for today's age. And Michael B. Jordan is estimated, now this is not confirmed, but it's been estimated that he has made over $4 million off of this movie. That's a lot of freaking money. You know what I could do with 4 million? But yeah, he's estimated to have made almost 4 million off this movie. That is a really nice salary. Now, of course, we know he's not going to take all of the 4 million home, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, actors and actresses have to like pay the members of their crew, right? They have like people that support them. They have what is it called? When you agent, they have agents they have to pay. They have to pay for, sometimes they have to pay for their own like makeup. They just got different expenses and stuff. And so after all of that then they have their take home pay. So let's just say they chopped his money in half. 2 million is still a lot of money. I'll take it. Give it to me. So let's talk about the movie just a little bit, right? So in the movie Sinners, it is a horror film that has a lot of like undertones and meanings to it, right? And so I won't completely spoil the movie for everybody, but it does touch on racial injustices, racial violence, systemic oppression, music, spirituality, religion. But one thing I wanted to talk about in the movie, now this is where the spoiler comes in. The one thing I want to talk about in the movie, we know that, we had the main cast, right? But then you had the vampires. So let's go to the scene when they're in the juke joint and the vampires are outside, right? They already they came up and I don't know if his name was Remick or whatever, but they're talking to Smokestack. I forgot the girlfriend's name, but all of them were inside and they were outside, and they were asking to be let in, right? So we know in the movie, the only way they could come in was if you invited them in. And so the one thing I wanted to touch on, I can't remember if it was Smoke or Stack. I always got them confused in the movie, but one of them was so focused on money that he almost screwed up everything for everybody. Like when they first came to the door, I think one of Smoke or Stack asked, like, do you guys have any money? And they were saying, yeah, we got lots of money to spend. Like, just let us in, invite us in. Um, Being so focused on that money would have really like cost them their lives at that moment. Now, ultimately, the vampires did kill a lot of them. But had they not taken a moment and thought about things and thought about, okay, this doesn't feel right. Something's off here. Like, let me not be so focused on the money that, I'll put myself at risk, or I'm jeopardizing my safety or the safety of the people around me, right? They had to take a minute like, all's not right with this. But eventually the ex-girlfriend, she goes out there to talk to the vampires, and just like that, she's got, right? She's taken, she's bitten, she's turned into a vampire. So one thing I wanted to touch on with that is, yes, money is important. Yes, money makes the world go round. But you should never jeopardize your safety, your peace of mind, your health for money. Because if you're not good physically, what good is the money gonna do? Nobody should have to go to those type of extremes just for money. Baby, we'll find another way. But I did want to touch on that in the movie. Okay, guys, but really good movie. Go see it. I've already seen it once. I'm thinking about going to see it again. Because it's just that good. And plus, I want to support us, right? Support our people. Now, the topic that's hot in the streets, guys, tariffs. Lord have mercy, bless our souls. Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Let's first talk about what is a tariff. So, what is simple Google search? A tariff is a tax or duty to be paid on a particular class of imports or exports. And also, research shows lower and middle class Americans will face the brunt of the tariffs. So, what does this mean for middle income and lower income families? Things are about to get tight. Um, I don't know if you guys heard already, but I'm sure you have. It's the latest craze, the latest news is that due to these tariffs, we are not getting our shipments, our imports that we need from China. Either allegedly China is um, bringing cargo ships with nothing on them, or they're either half filled. Either way it goes, it's going to cause some supply chain issues for us, which ultimately is going to lead to shortages. And with shortages, we know that boom, prices are about to skyrocket, as if groceries aren't high enough already. Um, what can you do, right? What can you do if you already don't have enough money to even buy your groceries now? Who have enough money to stack up like that? Here is what I would suggest, right? If you are in a position to where money is not really a problem for you, stock up, right? Buy in bulk. You should be looking at your Sam's Club, your Costco's, like, and for those who aren't in the South, maybe your BJ's. Is BJ still a thing? I think BJ's a thing. We don't have them in the South, but I think BJ's is still around. Look into those, right? Buy in bulk where you can. One thing that used to be really big back in the day is price matching. Don't forget the price match. Ask these stores. Hey, So and so has this on sale for $20. Can you do 20 instead of 25? All they can say is no. Let them tell you no. Don't tell yourself no. That is a motto that I live by in life, by the way. I'm not going to tell myself no. You're going to have to tell me no. Another thing that you can do is you can stop with the unnecessary spending. And so when we talking groceries, right? What I look at as unnecessary spending is, do you really need the bag of Cheetos? Do we really need the Oreos? Because if I'm not mistaken, Oreos cost like a pack of Oreos easily could cost close to $5 if I'm not mistaken. In times like this where stocking up is critical, it's important because one, we don't know if there's going to be a shortage on the item that you need, or if the prices are just going to skyrocket so crazy that even if they do have it in stock, you really don't want to pay that amount to get it. So now is the time to stock up. So that means we got to cut back on unnecessary spending. A lot of times when I'm going to the grocery store, if I feel like something is just priced too crazy, I don't have to have it. I do not have to have it. Cause some things I'm just not gonna pay the price for. I don't care how much money I have. I am not gonna pay $8 for a bar of candy. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying $7 for a 3 pack of gum. I'm just not doing it. Um, so you want to use this time to really be strategic with your spending, especially when it comes to groceries. And they were saying stock up on things like tissue, paper towels, whatever you can. I'm not saying go panic buy, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So you guys, and don't forget about your places like the Dollar Tree. I know it's not $1 anymore; it's $1.25. But hey, you still can go there and get your canned goods, get you some rice, get you some beans, because those are the type of things that you need to stock up on. And look for the sales. Sale papers are still a thing, guys. Look for the sales. Don't be afraid to get that sale paper, whip it out, and make your grocery list and figure out where you going to where to get what. Because I do, because I need my coins. I am not a person that likes to waste money. Thank you. All right. Next topic. This is happens to be one of my faves. How do you guys feel about luxury brands and the replicas? So, if you've been active on social media lately, not too long ago, maybe like a week ago, it was really trending very heavy that the Chinese manufacturers have let it out the bag. Hey, we make this designer brand. We really make this designer brand. We can get you guys this for cheaper. Like, hey, we're only charging this luxury brand $5 to make the purse. Meanwhile, they're charging you 5,000. How do you all feel about that? Would you wear a replica? Would you wear a dupe? Do you feel like people who are wearing dupes are trying to look like something they are not? Because I'm 50-50 on it. I feel like you can like a designer item simply because of the look of it, right? You like the look, but you don't necessarily like the price. Because it's twofold with designer items. Designer items, it's a look and then it's the quality, right? You would think, at least back in the day when you were paying for designer items, it was automatically expected that this is top tier quality. It's not so much anymore. Like for an example, you can look at Louis Vuitton. Back in the day, though, their bags were made with real leather. Now you get the canvas material. Um, so I'm 50-50 on it. I don't think that people that go out and they get the dupes, I don't think that that is necessarily a horrible thing and it should be looked down upon. I just believe that hey, do what works best for you. If you want the real designer bag, go get the real designer bag. I would only look at someone sideways if you're wanting a $5,000 designer bag, but your bank account doesn't have 500 in it. Then I would be looking at you sideways because sis, we need to sit down. we need to figure out what's going on. Our priorities, they're not in the right place. Budget, save. I'm all about treating yourself, rewarding yourself, but it got to make sense, right? It has to make sense. All right, guys. Last topic of the day. We're not going to leave without talking about finances. So let's just start from the basics. I'm just going to ask you guys a simple question, and every episode is going to be a follow on. Would you be okay with going into business with someone like yourself based on how you are with your bank account? You should be treating your bank account like it's your business partner. Would you be business partners with someone who constantly overspends? They don't check in, they don't communicate well. Sometimes they'll come through, sometimes they won't. Is that the type of person that you're willing to risk your livelihood for? Because let's think about it, right? If this is your business partner, this is where your income is coming from. 9 times out of 10, this is what's feeding you and your family. You have people depending on you, you got a family to feed. Would you want to go into business with somebody like that? If the answer is no, you've got work to do. And the work starts with sit down and look at your expenses. Look at that bank account. I challenge you guys to go in, assess your spending. Write down, in the first step, let's just start with the first step. First step, write down all of your expenses and write down all of your income. And remember, with your expenses, it needs to be everything fixed and variable. Fixed bills would be something like your rent, right? You know that your rent is $1,500 every month. It does not change, it is fixed. Variable would be your utilities, right? On a hot summer's day, your utility bill could be $200. When it's a cool breeze outside, it could be 75. Those are things that fluctuate. Those are your variable expenses. Sit down and for your variable expenses, it's okay to create a range. And if you don't want to do a range, put the higher end. Your bill has never exceeded $200. I know that that is my max. But sit down and just look at it. You don't even have to do anything with it. Just look at it. It'll help put some things into perspective for you. And when you do, come back. Come in on the video. Let me know how you feel about everything that you wrote down. Let me know. Okay? All right, you guys. So it's been fun. It's been real. But I gotta wrap this thing on up. We gotta go pay some bills. And we do have work in the morning. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the hard truth of the week. This week's hard truth is no one is coming to save you. I repeat, no one is coming to save you. Let's dig a little deeper really quick. If you are in a space in your life where you are currently unhappy, things aren't working out, you feel like everything's wrong, you don't like how you look, you don't like the money you make, you don't like the car you drive, you don't like the place you live, you don't like how your hair looks, you don't like how your teeth look, you don't like how your booty looks, you don't like how you feel when you're out with your friends. Like whatever that may be, whatever space that is that you are in life, nobody is coming to solve that problem for you. You're down and out. You're super depressed. You're always negative. You're in a negative space. You're always negative around. Nobody's going to fix that for you. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own life and your own future. If something is not working for you, if you are not happy, it is on you to go and change it. It's going to take work. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take planning. But most importantly, it's going to take you being intentional. You have to be intentional. If you're in a bad place in life, Be intentional about getting in a better place. Write down what that looks like. Go get external help. Go see a therapist. Go to a counselor. Go walk and clear your mind. Go meditate. Do what you have to do. But you must know, but what you will know, shout out to Phaedra. But what you will know is you are responsible for you, and nobody is coming to save you. Not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not your children. No one is coming to save you. So if you have something going on and you don't like it, it's on you to fix it. And what better day to start than now? I'm just saying, like I said, y'all, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. But I got to keep it real. Teigen has to keep it real with you all. Okay? Now, we're wrapping up for today. Listen, please do your girl a favor, subscribe, like, share, and comment. We gotta keep this. We gotta keep this thing rolling. We gotta keep this train rolling. We gotta keep it going. Thank you guys for tuning in. Um, I'm looking forward to even more episodes. Share this with somebody. We gotta get our family up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it going. And I hope you guys are looking forward to next week's episode. We'll continue to touch on good, relatable topics and sharing different tips and nuggets that we can. So, in the meantime, between time, here's the softer living and truths that set you free.